The woman retired from her career at its peak just to win back her first love from 12 years ago, but she never expected that he was already married with a child. Faced with this happy family of 3 in front of her, she desperately tried to hide her embarrassment and panic. It turned out he had already moved on with his life, while she alone couldn't let go of the past. She made a hasty goodbye and fled in a fluster, unaware that this boy in front of her was actually the child she had nearly died giving birth to back then, the one she was told had died shortly after birth. 12 years ago, Tan Sighting and Phong Rui were a loving couple, and they even had a child together. But Phong Rui's mother wanted to break them up. She lied that the baby had died at birth, gave the weak and recovering Tan Sighting $500,000 to drive her away, and then wove another lie to her son, that Tan Sighting had abandoned them for her ballet dreams and gone to France. And so, the two who once loved each other, one, carrying the pain of being abandoned, raised their young son alone. The other, suffering from the grief of losing her child, was forced to leave her homeland. 12 years later, Tan Sighting had achieved fame and glory, becoming the most renowned ballet queen in France. Yet at the peak of her career, she chose to retire and return to China, simply because she still couldn't let go of the past. When revisiting old places, a winery named Ziny made her stop in a daze. It was a promise she and he had made when they were young, so she walked in on a whim, never imagining that the gears of fate would begin to turn in that moment. This winery really did belong to her ex-boyfriend Phong Rui. After all their twists and turns, they met again, but she mistakenly thought he was married with a child and dared not approach, and he mistakenly thought she was cold and selfish, refusing to acknowledge her own child. Their path to love was filled with obstacles. The next day, while buying desserts, Tan Sighting ran into Phong Rui with his son Lele again. She finished buying her treats and just wanted to escape, but Phong Rui, seeing her indifferent attitude toward the boy, unwillingly tried to test her once more. All he got was her cold refusal. In that moment, Phong Rui's bitterness deepened, convinced she was truly as heartless as she seemed. Little did he know, the reason Tan Sighting kept her distance was only because she believed he was married and didn't want to disturb him. What she didn't realize was that Pei Yan was just Lele's piano teacher. Though she had liked Phong Rui for many years, he had always seen her only as a friend. But his mother adored the gentle and obedient Pei Yan, often creating opportunities to push the two together. Yet she never expected that after Tan Sighting returned to China, she would end up working at the training center that Lele attended, and even become Pei Yan's colleague. Tan Sighting's return set off alarm bells in the mother's mind. She was afraid the old flame would reignite between them, and also terrified that if Tan Sighting learned the truth, she would take Lele away. So that night, she hinted to her son, portraying their accidental reunion as some kind of malicious scheme on Tan Sighting's part, and repeatedly emphasized how she had heartlessly abandoned them all those years ago. Even though Phong Rui promised he wouldn't have anything more to do with her, his mother still couldn't rest easy. The next day, she confronted Tan Sighting in person. She first lied that Phong Rui was already married, hoping to make her back off. Then she tried the same old trick of using money to get rid of her, but the Tan Sighting of today was no longer the little girl who could be pushed around.